If you like futures news, this is direct off my blog. Now, in 2025, we think that Brazil is going to launch its new central bank digital currency. Now, if you're a privacy nut, that means yes, the government will be able to see everything that you're actually doing. We've got a new open source artificial intelligence based CRISPR tool. So if you actually fancy trying to genetically re-engineer any organism on the planet, whether it's for a laugh or because you actually want to end the world, quite literally, then Profluent's open source AI CRISPR tool could be for you. We've also got the world's first drug, basically, that regrows teeth. Now, they tried this in rodents and rats and that sort of stuff, basically, and this is essentially a stem cell-based drug that you put into the cavity, basically, of a sort of animal, basically, that's lost its teeth, and they regrow. So, is this the future of dentistry? We'll see. We also saw ChatGPT being upgraded with a memory. Now, that's important because, frankly, it can remember basically who you are, what you said, and what you've been up to for the past couple of years. Originally, AI actually had a problem remembering anything. It was called the cascade problem. Other sort of interesting, weird things is DeepMind's Project Astra. So DeepMind is an artificial intelligence unit that is owned by Google, and is one of the world's leading artificial intelligence research divisions. They actually got their own artificial intelligence to watch the ChatGPT 4.0 launch. And actually, Project Astra was quite accurately predicting what was going to happen. Now, in addition to that, basically, we've actually seen cyber criminals finding API keys to GPT-4 on the web and pawning them out and pirating them for cash, because that's what criminals do. So if you actually have any API developer keys that are exposed to the web and you are using GPT-4 or any kind of artificial intelligence service, you might want to figure out a way to actually hide them. In addition to that, basically, we've got a couple more advances basically with Google Project Astra. We've got a robot factory in China that has been making humanoid robots that increasingly look realistic. So this actually went viral on TikTok a little while ago. You might have seen it. We've got Sam Altman, who's actually been spending some of his own hard-earned cash basically in artificial intelligence cyber defense companies. So he's just invested in Apex, basically, which is an Israeli sort of cyber security organization that helps secure artificial intelligence and artificial intelligence workloads. And yes, as data centers get bigger, as we start seeing $100 billion worth of artificial intelligence data centers being built, which are typically in the 300 megawatt range from a power consumption perspective, we now have companies like Amazon, like Facebook, like Microsoft and others that are increasingly saying, here's our new shiny artificial intelligence data center, and here is our mini nuclear reactor to power it. Then we've got even more news basically on, could we replace CEOs with artificial intelligence? A new study has come out and sort of said pretty much yes, because 80% of what a CEO does is strategy, analysis, market and trends, but also communication and collaboration. So we've seen two AIs actually replacing CEOs over the past sort of 18 months. One was at a Chinese game company and the other was at a decentralized finance organization. We also saw an artificial intelligence being put into an F-16 and put into a real dogfight with a real human USAF pilot. And the artificial intelligence, for about the fifth time, won. So AI is increasingly the best in the sky. And then what else have we got? SpaceX's fourth Starship launch was relatively successful. So Starship Heavy splashed down basically in the Gulf of Mexico, sorry. We've got new deepfake detectors. AI agents, if you don't know about artificial intelligence agents, go and look them up. They are a crazy, crazy technology. It's a little bit like having your own team of artificial intelligence smart bots doing things for you. We've got China building a dedicated drone aircraft carrier, which is a first of a kind. And then we've got brain biocomputers. So We've already been training biological artificial intelligence neural networks. So these are sort of either biological in the true sense that they run in a bacteria, or they're DNA based. But if you want to train a biological artificial intelligence to do new things in new ways, you don't use reinforcement learning, you use dopamine. Then we've got basically YouTubers, those funky YouTubers, have created a still suit, just like the ones that you see in Dune. We've got new malware. So Israel basically have now figured out basically that you can create malware that essentially, should we say, changes or alters basically the genetic sequence of synthetic DNA so that you can encode, let's just say, things you really don't want to encode in it. We've got Next Gen Cloud investing $1.3 billion and buying 20,000 Blackwell NVIDIA GPUs to create a European AI supercloud. We've got new paralysis treatments, so if you're paralyzed, it's no longer necessarily for life. A couple of bits from IBM there. We've got AIs jailbreaking the guardrails of other AIs. That's a fun one from Anthropic. And then we've got another artificial intelligence, but again from Google DeepMind, that has mastered all of life's molecules. So that's things like RNA, DNA, etc., as well as proteins. So increasingly we're seeing AI create new organisms, new proteins, new drugs, and all kinds of different things. And eventually it does raise the question, could AI become the equivalent of God and Genesis? Because that's a whole story in itself. Maybe that'll be the next time. Anyway, that's it from me. I hope you enjoyed the little trip into the past to discuss the future. Goodbye.